international students looking for a global learning environment are also key applicants. Application requirements are 5 SSC credits, including English and Mathematics, JAM and entrance exam scores, medical report, birth certificate, local government industry letter, recommendation letters. Why Higher Ground? We offer work study programs, flexible payment, and a supportive academic environment. Apply today. Visit www.highergroundcollege.edu or our campuses at Lab opposite VCG Jalingo, Taraba State, and opposite Army Barracks, Tako, Taraba State. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Choose Higher Ground College.
Some TV, the pulse of the nation.
Welcome back to the morning show on Some TV, and this is the Taraba News segment of the morning show. This is where we discuss news that has to do with Taraba State, Nigeria. And we're taking our stories from the front page of the Taraba News paper. Taraba newspaper is the most influential newspaper in Taraba. So going to the headlines, the front page of Taraba News will look at the stories that made the headlines of the Taraba newspaper today, and we'll do one or two analysis on the major stories. On page 5 of the Taraba News, we have Forum condemns fresh killings in Taraba. That will be found on page 5 of Taraba News. We also have another story that's a council bus false killing of 3 Benue traders in Taraba State. That story is also on page 5 of the Taraba News. We also have Prince Mukaila support needy women in Takum. You can catch that story on page 6 of the Taraba News. Other stories on the Taraba News are that AESON hosts 30th annual conference on agricultural extension policy and food security at Taraba State University, Jalingo. That story can be read on page 2 of the Taraba News. Then there's also a clause-by-clause review of the penal code of Taraba State. Begins in Jalingo. That story is on page 7 of the Taraba newspaper. Then for the major story today, as it that strengthen local business leadership, Taraba Environment Ministry conduct ACRISA training. So let us look at that story as the major story for today. And with me to do the analysis is Mr. Era Daniel Kukwen, the Director of News and Public Affairs on Some TV. So we're going to look at the strengthening local businesses. The Taraba State Ministry of Environment and Climate Change recently began a dynamic 4-day training for community business agencies, that is the CBAs, from 15 pilot communities under the Agro-Climatic Resilience and Semi-Arid Landscapes, that is ACRISA project. Representing the Taraba State government, Dr. Clement Giwa, project coordinator of the Agro-Climatic Resilience and Semi-Arid Landscape ACRISA, praised Dr. Abuke Fast for his unwavering support and acknowledged the Ministry of Lands for its valuable cooperation. So what do you make of this local business training?
Okay, ACRISA is out to fight the challenges that has to do with desert encroachment and how it's affecting our society, particularly this part of the world. This move is geared towards strengthening those endeavors of the ACRISA. And it is a known fact that the Taraba State government has been giving sufficient support to the ministry that is headed by the Honorable Aisha Bardi, the indefatigable Honorable Commissioner of Environment. And the ACRISA boss, Dr. Clement Giwa, I think they are doing a very nice job, and kudos to them, and we look forward to this yielding a result that is going to be beneficial to Taraba State in particular and to Nigeria in general.
Okay, now that takes us to another story. We have with AESON's 30th annual conference on agricultural extension Policy and Food Security at Taraba State University. The story has it that the Agricultural Extension Society of Nigeria has successfully convened its 30th annual conference, drawing experts, policymakers, practitioners, and key stakeholders in agriculture to engage in critical dialogue on the theme Agricultural Extension Policy, Practices, and National Food Security. The landmark event served as a powerful platform for participants to assess the current landscape of agricultural extension in Nigeria, explore its role in food security, and deliberate on policy strategies to overcome persistent challenges in the sector. With agricultural extension position as a cornerstone of rural development and food sustainability, the conference brought fresh urgencies to national conversation on reforming and revitalizing agricultural policy. We keep having this series of conference meetings on agriculture because there's a need for agricultural potentials to be developed, especially in a state like Taraba State. So anytime I see this kind of conference, I think it's welcome. But and also I think it's always good to revisit policies, to create new policies, and to dialogue on how to improve our capacity in agriculture in Taraba.
Yeah, Professor Farauta, in her address to the conference, highlighted how, she said, as Nigeria grapples with the twin threats of climate change and food insecurity, participants highlighted the urgent need to integrate technology into agricultural extension services. We just finished talking about Akrizal and how they are out to fight the activities of desert encroachment and how it affects our food security. I think the conference is all about positioning Nigeria and Taraba State where it will be sufficient, they will have sufficient food for the citizenry. So this is a good move. If technologies such as the one that there's this thing they call climate-friendly agricultural practice. We have taken into cognizance that we've recorded low yield of crops, and it is attributed to climate change. So there is a need for us now to start looking for the kind of crops that are resilient to this kind of weather, this kind of climate, so that we have sustainable food for the people of Taraba State and Nigeria. If we continue to follow the path of the old, let me say, obsolete agricultural practices, it is going to endanger us, and at the end of the day, we will not have sufficient food for the people.
Definitely, and I think we need to keep sustaining capacity in the area of agriculture. Now this takes us to another story which says clause-by-clause review of the Penal Code law of Taraba State begins in Jalingo. The rule of holding in Jalingo, the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative in partnership with partners West Africa and Nigeria and supported by the MacArthur Foundation is currently holding a clause-by-clause review of the Penal Code law of Taraba State. The program is titled A Review of the Penal Code Law of Taraba State. Runs from Mondays, April 7 to Friday, April 11, 2025. The important event represents a new phase in criminal justice reform within the state. Discussions will focus on various provisions of the 1960 Penal Code law with key criminal justice actors analyzing outdated provisions that no longer meet current realities. I think this is a very good one. To review our penal codes, look at those that meet current realities, look at those that are outdated and are not more useful for the dispensation of justice in Nigeria. And I think, I really think this is very, very good. We need to keep reviewing our laws to meet our present realities.
Yeah, there are realities now such as cybercrime, kidnapping, banditry, and gender-related violence that have not been captured in the penal codes of 1960. It's a time change, and the ways of men must change with time. If you refuse to follow the trend of change, you will be left out. So this is a good move. We're looking forward to Nigerian Taraba State judicial system being robust in such a way that it is going to be able to capture issues that had to do with cybercrime, kidnapping, banditry, and gender-related issues.
Well, and I think it's a review that has think the top legal practitioners in Taraba. We have the key participants include Chief Judge of Taraba State, represented by Justice Noah Lead. Then we have the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Mr. Yakubu Mikaswa's son. Then the Chairman of the Justice Law Reform Committee, Honorable Justice Dauda. So that is some of the people that we have. Mr. Abubakar Dairu, Deputy Controller of Nigeria Correctional Service. So those are some of the people we are there. So I think at this stage we'll have to draw a curtain on the review of the Taraba News paper, and I think we have, it is the morning show is not ending. We have other segments are still ongoing. So stay tuned as we go for a short break, and when we come back, the morning show continues.
Are you ready to advance your career in health and management? Higher Ground College of Health and Management Sciences invites ambitious students to pursue excellence in dynamic learning environments. Why choose us? Our institution offers a transformative educational experience, combining education excellence and practical skills. We provide a cutting-edge curriculum with hands-on training, mentorship from industry professionals, networking opportunities for career growth, and leadership development for global impact. The programs offered include BSc, Medical Laboratory Science, Nursing Science, Environmental Health Science, Public Health, Community Health, and Health Economic. We also offer HND in Public Nursing. Our facilities: modern computer and medical labs, research centers and digital libraries, and interactive learning spaces and study zones. Who can apply? Aspiring professionals in health and management can apply. Working individuals seeking career advancement can also apply. International students looking for a global learning environment are also key applicants. Application requirements are 5 SSC credits, including English and Mathematics, JAM and entrance exam scores, medical report, birth certificate, local government industry letter, recommendation letters. Why Higher Ground? We offer work-study programs, flexible payment, and a supportive academic environment. Apply today. Visit www.highergroundcollege.edu or our campuses at Lab opposite VCK Jalingo, Taraba State, and opposite Army Barracks, Tako, Taraba State. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Choose Higher Ground College.
Sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja, and I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services, or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than
Yes, and welcome back to the morning show on Some TV. And this segment is a segment where we interview people on very, very important issues that has to do with Taraba State and Nigeria in general. And today on this segment, I'm going to be introducing to you a very, very important business in Taraba State. It is a business that is owned by Taraba, not Taraba State government, but by the people of Taraba. It's a business that have done a lot to increase the capabilities of Taraba, their capacity, their financial capacity. And I know a lot of us out there will be quite interested when it comes to management of finances and the rest of it. So we're going to be introducing a business to you today that some of you might have seen sometime or the other, but this time around, officially, we are bringing the staffs of Super Cash to the studio to speak on Super Cash. So with me in the studio are the two senior officials of Super Cash. Good morning. You're welcome to the morning show on Some TV.
Good morning.
Yes, so let me do the introductions. Starting from my right is Mr. Mohamed Liman Najib. You're welcome, Mr. Najib.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and on my right is the beautiful lady called Wami Joy. You're welcome, Joy. Good morning. I like the way you're looking. You just, you bankers have a way of looking sharp, and you sandwiched me in the middle. I hope I'm safe this morning.
Very, very safe.
And I believe at the end of these days, I heard that bankers have a lot of money. At the end of today, probably you might give me a loan or give me some financial support. Is that possible?
Of course, very much possible.
Very much possible. Okay, thank you very much. Today we are going to speak on Super Cash. Super Cash. Now, okay, before we go on to that, I would like to know what is Super Cash all about. Joy, what is Super Cash all about?
Okay, Super Cash is actually a financial institute where we offer business people loan, even government workers, like civil servants. This is a platform where we try to help individuals like to grow up their personal business and also to solve their personal needs.
Okay, that is what our Super Cash is all about, to help people grow their businesses and solve their personal needs. Mr. Najib, what kind of loans do you offer in Super Cash?
Yeah, in Super Cash, we normally operate as a bank. Let me just say a mini bank. We have like getting to around 4 categories of loan.
Okay.
That we have business loan, which is also categorized into 2 or 3, because in the business loan we have a large business loan, we have a small business loan, we have a medium business loan, and we also have a salary loan that is basically has to do with a civil servant, either a state civil servant or local government or any private organization. And we also have, I think these are the 2 kind of loan that we have for now.
For now.
Yes.
Okay. Joy, I would like to ask, what are the, loans has to do with the interest rates and what are the conditions? So let me merge these 2 questions together. What are the interest rates how are they determined, and what is the maximum amount a person can borrow?
Okay, actually, we don't have a specific amount to say this is the amount we give out for loan, but if you are eligible for the amount we give out, like if you are a business person, yeah, we go check your business, we see the capacity of your business and the amount worth. Because, like, if you are into a large business, we know that you also need a large fund so to establish yourself. So in that case, we can give even up to 20 million naira, depending on the business you do. Yeah. So our interest rate is 15%. Yeah. That's
15%.
very low. Yeah.
Okay.
15%
So
interest rate.
how do you determine the interest rate? Is it a flat rate of 15% for all?
That's 15% monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, we pay interest of 15% monthly.
Okay, on that is quite interesting. And maybe our technical crew can help us let us see what Super Cash looks like. Super Cash, does it have an app?
Yeah, we have an app.
Okay, you have an app. Yes, I think that is good because I know the world now is all about it's a fintech. It's a Super Cash, a fintech.
Yes, it's a fintech bank.
It's a fintech bank. I know the world now is now tied to technology, and that is quite good. So, what documents do I need to apply for a loan, Mr. Najib?
Yes, like I have already said, we have some different categories of loan. If it is a business loan, you need to, first of all, we have your means of identification, which is very vital. We verify it. We also verify your address. Because by verifying your address, we send our agents to your place of business, where he conducted and know the kind of business you run. And, apart from that, we also require for that particular business loan, we also require a grantor. Okay. You present us a grantor. Grantor must present a recent passport and his own means of identification. And for salary loan, in that salary loan, we have two categories of the loan there, because for state government who we have access now to deduct their own repayment right from source, their own is only for us to have their own first appointment and last promotion letter, their own staff identity card. We also need their own national ID card too. And the other one, which we don't have access to deduct their own money there, that one will also require, I think the added one on that is the statement of account, because we also require them to have their own, to bring their own statement of account, and they'll give us their own ATM card for their own salary account. Okay. Because we cannot be able to deduct it. So we collect their own
ATM card
for their monthly deductions. Okay. So that at the end of the month, we can just use their own card and make the deductions. Yes.
Okay, so in that case, there is no way they can default on the loans then?
Yes, possibly we have those kind of scenarios, but at least with the instrument with us, we think we have at least some chances of having access to his own salary at the end of the month.
Okay, thank you very much. And just like I said, I would like the picture of the Super Cash app to be displayed on the screen for our viewer out there to know what the app looks like and what the business logo looks like. Joy, what are the repayment terms and schedule?
Okay, we actually have a repayment schedule for each and individual that comes to apply for the loan. Like if you're applying for 100,000, we have a schedule. Your repayment schedule, like what we do is you pay like let me say like the 15% interest, then maybe 5% of the capital. You pay both the interest and the capital meshed together, so that will make it flexible for you. After maybe 6 months or a year, you'll be able to pay back your loan without stress. We make sure, like if you're a civil servant, if your salary is 100,000 naira, we make sure our deduction don't go beyond 50,000 naira, so that yourself too, you'll be left with some balance. Like we don't want to put them on pressure. So you pay flexible. Also, individual, all of them have their personal account number. If you don't want us to charge it at once, anytime you feel you want to pay, you can be paying back small before the end of the month. may realize that you haven't paid more than what.
You need to pay for
then the higher you pay, that's how your interest, the amount will be deducting. The higher you pay, the lower your interest becomes.
Okay. That's a good one. And then is there a penalty for late payment?
Of course, yes, there's a penalty for late payment. Though we do give them chance to go. At times we put that one. Also, it stands as a security. Because leave it for them, they'll just feel like, even if I don't pay, okay, our agreement was that we repay our loan in 6 months' time. Some will complain actually, say, I'm still in my first, second month. How do you expect I pay default fee? It should be after 6 months before you charge. But our default fee remains that, okay, you're supposed to pay back after a month. But if you do not pay, each day we are supposed to pay 1,000 naira.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a flat rate of 1,000 naira on.
Yeah, like each day supposed to be 1,000 naira.
1,000 naira.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Najib, how long does the loan process take?
Yes, like I always say that it depends on the type of loan that you apply. Okay. Like a salary loan, those who we have access to deduct their own money from source, we just give them like a minimum of 4 days. Okay. Because the reason is that we have to verify the information. Because recently we've been having PSN, be sure whether actually that particular person is a staff. So, but for like business loan, it may take like a week, because in that particular type of loan, there are visitation that has to be conducted. Our agent must have to visit your house, your place of business, to make sure that he has verified both your business address and your house address. Okay. So these are the issues that may give us at least some stress to make sure that yes, that's the reason for that.
Now, let me ask, is everything handled offline, or can you also take loan online without coming to the office?
No, we actually for now is offline. You have to come to our office. Okay. But we're still working on some packages that is going to be 100% online.
Online, okay. So now it is you do a mixture of online and offline. To this. Now, before I go to the next question, where are your offices located? I think it's good for us to know. Joy?
Yeah, definitely. We have over like 5 or 6 branches. Okay, one specifically in Gembu, which is Sadona local government. We have one of our branch there, which is located at veterinary quarters, that is at USI Investment. Okay. So the second one we have in Wukari at Akuka Junction, Taraba State.
Akuka Junction, yes. Wukari.
Yeah, at one we are having at Joro, that is directly opposite the PDP secretariat. Yeah, and another branch we are having in Zing, that is very close to the College of Education. Yeah. And we are having one of our branch here in ATC, that's second gate, Taraba State University. And our head office is here, directly opposite CSC, Civil Service Commission here.
Okay, now let me go to this question. Special savings and daily contributions, how do we go about that?
Okay, like let's talk about special savings. So this is just like fixed deposit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends. Though we used to do the advertisement too. So this one is for customers who want to do savings with us. So if you are saving like 100,000, 50,000, or 1 million naira, 5 million naira. So every month you have a particular percentage of interest that will be sent to you every month. Yeah, depending on the amount that you invest with us. So your interest will be paid to you monthly.
Monthly. So yes. In that savings, you don't. There's no fixed interest. Depends on the amount.
Depend on the amount. Yes, like from 100 to 600,000, we are paying 5% interest. From 700 and above, we pay 7% interest monthly.
Interest monthly. That's a good one. Then I know that you do proof of funds. What is proof of funds about, and how do you go about proof of funds?
Yeah. Also, okay. Let me add to that daily savings.
Okay. Yeah. Daily savings.
The daily savings. That's like for these market women.
Okay.
Like you can be saving up today. You bring 1,000, any amount you have. Yeah. Yes. That anytime you want to come and withdraw, then. Like for some of these people that want to start up their business and they feel it's very difficult to start up. So there are also ways like that. After saving with us, So if you want to access loan, it's very easy for you. Like some who don't have business at all. So that we encourage that after saving up to some amount, we'll be able to give you access to loan so that you can start up something actually. So you ask of proof of funds. Proof of funds, this is actually for those who want to travel abroad. Yeah. So it's actually a document that's like a bank statement. So we fund your account with a certain amount of money. You know, when you're going to embassy, they make sure they check your balance, that you have enough funds that can sustain you, your expenses, that place, that country you are going to. Yeah, so that you not be a burden to the other country.
So you help create proof that you have funds to take care of your stay, your travels there. I think that's a good one. Do you have any other thing that you want to tell the public? Because you know, when it comes to money, we are all interested. What Mr. Najib, do you have any other information for us?
Yeah, actually, I want to call on the attention of more especially our state government staffs, because we wanted to make it easy for them. Recently, we have adjusted some of the requirements for them. Okay. Because let me just start from the interest rate. The interest rate, rightly, we are charging 50%. So, but for the state government workers now, we have reduced it to 12%.
Okay, Taraba state government workers, that has been reduced to 12%. So come over.
Yes, we have reduced it to 12%, and we are working on modality to make sure that we have reduced the time frame we took usually in processing their own loan. If not just because we wanted, because of the incidents that happened, like I have rightly said to you, that of the fraudsters that have started submitting some document to us. But before, we are not having that, but we are actually working on it to make sure that we are finding a link with the ministry so that we can be verifying their own information on time, so that we know actually sometimes some people may not just come for loan just like that. They have issues. That's the reason why they apply. So we'll make sure that we are asking it to make the loan accessible on time. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, George. Do you have anything else to add to what we've said so far?
Okay, in summary to what we've said, I want to call on our people, the Taraba State, because at first our name was Taraba Business Development Center. So this, the whole organization started about because we wanted helping our people so that everybody will not be idle. They should be doing something. So what I'll say is I advise that there are some people who are still at home who are doing nothing. So we can actually give you loan to start up something, but you can, that's only if you have a guarantor and a collateral, something that will cover. You need a security. Yeah, because some people just come like, okay, we receive a lot of messages. Okay, I want to start up a business, but I need funds. But you don't have anything. There's nothing at all. There's no how. Yes, they tell you no guarantor. They don't have any collateral. There's no security at all. So that's why. But what I'm trying to advise, they can actually come over, then at least have something doing. Then we can boost your business. Or just start saving with us. Just start saving of something. At least if you come up.
Running the things in the control room, we also have our tech lead, Mr. John Oyewole, who ensures everything goes on well for the production. And most especially, we want to thank the CEO and the executive producer of the morning show, Mr. Chief Gabriel Olayinka. So on that note, we've come to the end of the morning show. My name is Abraham Manejuda. Stay tuned. Some TV programs continue.
Some TV, the pulse of the nation.
Escape the everyday at DY Scott, a luxurious haven for your